On my birthday, Milena and I met up with a bunch of my friends at a vampire lecture. There's a lecture about vampire movies.
In Bushwick, right?
Yes, at the Twisted Spine.
Yes.
Super great spot. Really recommend the bookstore. Very cute. And I learned that Lon Chaney, who is the original Dracula, and he's also the original Phantom of the Opera actor in the silent film, he credits him succeeding so well in silent film because he's so emotive because he was a coda.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, which I didn't know.
Very cool. I've never even seen the show.
No, I never saw the show either. I saw the original Phantom of the Opera in the big, it might be St. John the Divine. The big church where they bless the animals every Easter.
I thought that was St. Patrick's Cathedral.
They do it there too. But St. John the Divine is maybe no longer any affiliation with a specific religion. They just do Unitarian stuff.
Okay. Are you gonna get Lenny blessed?
Oh my god, I would love to, but I think she would be freaked out because people bring
parrots.
Goats and it's all kinds of animals.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll just go to a local priest and ask her to be blessed.
I did get tickets on Broadway to see Every Brilliant Thing.
Shut up, you did?
Yeah, not with Daniel Radcliffe. I got it with Mariska Hargitay because, I was obsessed with her when I was a kid.
Okay.
She is still, to me, the hottest person alive.
Fair. She's so beautiful. I was obsessed with Daniel Radcliffe as a child. He's my first non-cartoon crush, and I really wanted to see it, and Pao was going to get me tickets for my birthday, and then I found out that all of the tickets, because he's leaving, all of the tickets are $700 right now.
I know. Didn't he
So
also...
I was I'm not going to do it.
He got Tony nominated too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's also why the tickets skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I got Mariska Hargitay. I'm so excited.
Cool.
And those were not $700.
No. I'm kind of surprised. I feel
good seats were $500.
On the stage, or?
Yeah, the good seats on the stage.
Did you buy them yourself? Who got them for you?
Oh, I bought them myself, but I got the $120 tickets, in the balcony.
I thought you were my seats on the stage were $500.
Absolutely
and I was
not.
I mean, what we do for love. I would have. Pao was I want you to be able to sit on the stage because he knows how much I love Daniel Radcliffe.
I know. I would love to sit on the stage. I just can't afford that. Yeah. I did get the tickets, not even thinking about ASL or Access. I was just I need to see Mariska's beautiful face. Mm-hmm. But then after I was in therapy, I have a deaf therapist, and she was like, are you going to understand anything? And I was like, shit, probably not. But then I emailed, and they do have captioning.
Oh, awesome.
The Gala Pro, me looking at the phone, captioning again.
Yeah.
So
they don't even have an iPad. I feel like the iPad would be helpful because it's not as...
I know. Say what you will about Slam Frank, but it was the most accessible show I've been to.
Access, you guys.
Yeah.
Should we get to the show?
Showtime.
Showtime.
Season 1, Episode 24, The Intruder, September 9th, 2012.
Damn, I've really been forgetting to look up these paintings.
It's okay. It's only called that because Angelo's the intruder.
Right. Is the art good?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a circa 1660 painting by Gabriel Metsu, who's a Dutch painter. And the way it was painted is an officer is bursting into a bedroom where two women are getting ready for the day, and it's supposed to be scandalous and sexy.
Oh.
So the housekeeper is playfully trying to kick him out. There's a woman who's seated in front of the mirror who seems kind of amused about what's happening. But the woman in the center who is getting down from the bed, and she is wearing her underskirt, and she seems quite perturbed at the situation.
Oh my god, and there's a little dog in there that kind of looks like Lenny.
Yeah.
Lenny, you're in the photo.
But maybe the two women are Bay and Daphne. Daphne's the one being perturbed, and Bay's kind of amused. Or maybe they're both being perturbed. They both are weirded out by Angelo moving in.
I feel like everyone's weirded out by the situation.
Yeah, it's a weird situation.
Except for Angelo, who's this is completely normal and fine, and we're not even going to get in trouble.
Oh, yeah, he's free housing? Awesome.
He's so excited about it.
Yeah. The first scene, Bay is climbing over a barbed wire fence.
But she learned this time, she put her little jacket over the barbed wire.
So she doesn't get cuts on her hands.
Yeah, but I was I'm sick of this shit, Bay. How many times do you have to... I know it's a key part of her character.
Bright
How
daylight.
many times do you need to get in trouble or get someone else in trouble?
She's out in broad daylight.
You know what? She hasn't faced any consequences yet, so it makes sense.
I know. Well, she goes into, like, a junkyard?
Yeah, I mean, it is a place where I'm like, you should be able to spray paint whatever's in there.
I know. There's nothing there. It's a bunch of abandoned cars, including one abandoned school bus. It's an abandoned bus, and Bay takes a picture, and she's like, that's going to be my next canvas. But then she gets interrupted by her thinking, because Regina texts her and says, come home, urgent.
That is an insane text to send.
I would go, someone died.
Just say, hey, are you around? Can you come? She doesn't even say home. She says, can you come? Urgent.
I would think someone died. If my mother...
I don't feel like Regina can text her like that either.
No.
Obviously, we knew what it was, but I was
We
like,
did,
damn.
but Bay did not.
Yeah, and then Daphne's with Emmett.
They're looking at an ad in a magazine for St. Louis's Scare-a-thon. It's like a horror movie convention, but Daphne's like, what if we enter the Dawn of the Deaf movie? But then she also gets interrupted and says, come home now.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like I'm in trouble or someone has died.
Yeah, it's not... It's the show is really bad at crafting texts. I just don't feel that that's how Regina would text. That's how, like, John would text.
That's true. My dad is very straightforward and to the point in his text.
Yeah.
And my mom is usually like, hi, sweetie. Emoji, emoji, emoji.
Mm-hmm.
Can you come home?
Regina needs to throw an emoji in there.
Yeah.
A little heart. Can you come home? Urgent.
Yeah. Heart.
Heart. Urgent. Heart.
Love you. No.
Love you. I mean, nothing.
None of that.
Do you think they have Daphne's phone sound go off for us?
I didn't even notice the sound.
Her phone's not on vibrate. Or maybe it is, but, like, you would think they would highlight. We could have heard the vibrate sound.
Do phones?
Instead, it literally dings.
True.
Yeah, Daphne's phone not on vibrate, but she reaches for it. She's like...
Those hearing aids work really well.
Really good. It's just her magic powers.
I know. Now we're in the Kenner's kitchen. John, I think, learned his lesson from last episode.
He's cooking.
Yeah, he immediately upgraded to shrimp étouffée. I've had shrimp étouffée before. It's delicious.
What is it?
It's like a roux-based sauce on shrimp.
I feel like that's like a crazy bold recipe for John to go for.
But one of the B plots of this episode is that he currently has the record for the most doubles in a single season, but a hot young new player named Esteban Alvarado is creeping up to be his record. Yeah. And he is going to feel some type of way about that.
Yeah, I didn't care about that.
No, me either.
They spent a lot of time on that. John was looking quite good this whole episode, and outside of being pouty about that, he was behaving very well.
He was.
After being yelled at by his wife last episode. So,
maybe he needed that.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he got his little butt into shape.
Yeah. Well, Faye and Daphne come home. They're like, hi, Regina said we have to come home. It's urgent.
Yeah.
And Regina shows up with Angelo.
Crazy.
Yeah. Why not?
Don't bring him into the...
Don't bring him.
Don't bring him.
Also,
I know
isn't he, like, banned from the house?
I can't keep track anymore.
Regina says, good news.
Crazy spin.
Problem is solved. Deportation canceled. Angelo can stay. All because we got married. Everyone is gooped and gagged. Daphne is pissed. Bay is delighted.
Yeah. Regina should not have told everyone at the same time. To not pull Daphne aside and warn her
daughter first,
with everything she knows about Daphne's trauma around Angelo is so crazy.
I know.
And then I know, we'll get into it later probably, but like I know we already talked about how unrealistic this is at solving anything, but her being like, it was fine. He was totally allowed to stay once I told the judge that we got married.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
What drives me crazy this episode is that it doesn't seem like she realized she was doing anything wrong until after the fact.
No. I think Regina is a little dumb.
She and Angelo
makes such bad choices.
She and Angelo were like, well, we obviously love each other. Or at least we used to love each other. And if we want to get married, then so what?
That's what Angelo's thinking. But then Regina's like, I do not love that man. This is purely for the green card. And then what does she say? She says, like, my old hairdresser boss is like...
Geraldo married a lesbian.
Oh, my God. And she was like, if they can make that marriage work, then we can certainly make this marriage work. That's not the point.
Also, not the same.
Not the same at all.
I don't think Geraldo committed a felony also.
No, I don't think Geraldo was about to be deported.
No. He probably just wanted to come in from wherever he's from.
England?
Is he British?
I think he's British. I feel like every time I think of him, he has a British accent.
Sure. He's not American.
No.
But it's not important. But the next scene with the guest house, and Adriana's like, so are you dumb?
Yeah.
I loved Adriana's presence in this episode. I'm glad she's there.
They really needed her.
Yeah.
To be smart. To be the one to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Are you stupid?
And Regina's like, yeah, I am.
And I can't sign because I still have this wrist brace on.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lenny. She didn't like that.
Yeah. Regina says, all we have to do is get Angelo an apartment and do the interview, and it'll be fine. Never mind the paperwork. I had to do so much paperwork.
I'm so glad that you're here to speak on this with like real life experience.
Hours and hours of paperwork. And also, because Regina's the U.S. citizen, she would have to do the paperwork because she would be petitioning for Angelo to stay. Like, she's representing him.
And she can't do all that writing with her wrist in that brace.
Exactly.
Think of her carpal tunnel.
They don't even have an immigration lawyer. Like, I don't understand. Or maybe they do.
I guess they have Angela's immigration lawyer, who was the one to initially be like, you guys should get married, low-key.
Maybe.
You guys should just commit a crime, low-key.
Immigration fraud.
It is making me so mad. Like,
I truly think she was like, let's get married and then everything will be fine, but didn't even think about the implications that is fraud, nor the idea that that would not work and they will investigate.
And her being like, the interview will be fine.
And the interview happens in like 2 days, which is also crazy. This would take months. Years. Whatever.
Like, everyone's just acting so chill and like it's not a crime actively being committed. And I'm pretty loose on crime. I think we need to reevaluate what should count as a crime. But this one is pretty crazy. I think it should be way easier to become a citizen the normal way. But to do this is when he's like literally in trouble with the law is wild.
I agree.
And then Daphne turns around and she's like helpful.
She's like, I'll help you research for the interview.
Poor Daphne.
I know. She doesn't have to do this.
She was really getting fucked over this episode.
I know. I felt so bad for her.
Anyway, speaking of... It's a terrible transition. Well, speaking of people getting fucked over, my next note was about slutscore.com.
Yeah, we're Buckner. Babe. Oh, Lenny has something to say. Okay. Continue.
Speaking of people being fucked over, Toby is forced to defend Simone when the guys at Buckner are like, have you seen this? And they pull up slutscore.com.
Which is owned by Disney. They own the domain. Because I typed slutscore.com and it gave me disney.com.
Whoa. Mm-hmm. That is a bold... Do you think that's a law that they like have to own it if they include it?
I actually wrote this down. You need to own or lease a domain name in order to show a website on TV.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Disney, guys, owns slutscore.com.
Mark Zuckerberg wishes that was him. Anyway, yes. It's like this like terrible laid out website with a photo of Simone and all these guys being like, people are making comments.
What a slut.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Toby's like...
It's giving after school special like, you guys are douches.
Yeah.
Nice try.
He struts away in his little uniform. So yeah, that's happening to Toby behind the scenes.
Yeah, poor Toby. He's not having a good time this episode.
No, none of the kids are doing very well.
Yeah. Now we're Carlton. Emmett and Daphne are having lunch, and Emmett has another poster for the Scare-a-thon Film Fest. There's a lot of ads for this.
Yeah.
Whatever. They're like, we got to overnight the DVD. But then Emmett says, no. We need to make a 2-minute trailer. But the footage for the movie and all the editing software is on the Kenneth computer. I was like, why don't they just email it to Emmett's computer? But maybe he doesn't have...
Why don't they purchase an external hard drive at any tech store and load the footage onto there and then give it to Emmett?
But then Emmett would need the editing software, which he probably can't afford.
Okay. But like when they make the trailer, Daphne's doing most of it anyway.
I know.
So like he doesn't really need to be there. Also, timeline complaint. They're saying that day, like, we need to overnight the DVD tonight. And then they don't do the trailer until at least a day later, if not 2.
Maybe they were like, once we make it, we'll have to overnight it. It's not clear.
Okay. They don't seem very clear on the timeline, and it's not that important.
Yeah. But the point is, and the problem is, that Emmett needs to go to the Kenneth property to make this 2-minute trailer for the film festival. Which sucks, because everyone hates him.
Right. For good reason.
Yeah. But Daphne's like, it'll be fine. Everyone's distracted by my mom getting married.
Yeah. Your crimes actually are not the worst crimes that have taken place.
Yeah. And Emmett goes, oh yeah, your mom got married. How you feel about that? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I know.
Back at the Kenish house, Bay, I almost can't talk about this. Bay approaches Regina and is like, hey, thanks for marrying my dad again.
Mm-hmm.
And then she presents her with a gift, a wedding gift. It is a small box. Inside, there is an obsidian stone wrapped in like a leather chain.
It's a necklace.
It's a necklace. That's what they tell us it's supposed to be.
Regina wears a Leia.
Okay. With a stone stolen, speaking of crimes, stolen from the Galapagos.
I think it's leave no choice there.
Bay says it is so illegal to do this. And I just feel, what was it for?
Like mother, like daughter.
Yeah, no one's thinking about their crimes.
No.
Everyone feels like they're very casual. She's like, haha, don't tell anyone that it's from the Galapagos, because that's super illegal.
Like your marriage.
Regina says, wow, this is really the perfect gift.
I know.
Maybe say to your child, hey, you spent 6 weeks there and you didn't learn to respect the environment and that you shouldn't take things. Anyway, and then Patrick shows up. And I'm going to be honest, I had forgotten about him until this moment.
I know.
Again.
She's like, oh yeah, you got to tell him.
Oh yeah, your boyfriend. Good luck telling him about your husband.
Yeah. Now we're doing the apartment tour with Bay and Angelo. And they're telling us this area is bad because we can hear kids playing and sirens in the distance.
It's not a bad apartment.
But I think even Angelo can't afford that either.
Right, because then he says, I think I'd prefer something a little cozier when it is clearly a studio apartment.
Yes.
So, and then Bay's like,
So
what do you even do for your job again?
So Bay goes, so what do you do? What is your budget? And then Angelo goes, none of your business, but once I start working, it'll be fine.
I feel it is her business if she's been tasked with finding him apartments.
She should at least know his budget.
Yeah, that's like the bare minimum that you should know when looking for an apartment.
Angelo's like, you don't need to know what I do, but I think I want to go back into carpentry.
Okay.
Yeah, but then Bay kind of seems like turned off by this. I think maybe she's realizing she doesn't really know that much about her dad and that he never had a consistent career.
Also, well, she thinks he does music stuff, and quote, music stuff sounds cooler than like carpentry.
I think carpentry is great.
I agree, but I'm saying to a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, I think
who's an artist. But he was like, I'm good at fixing things. Carpentry is an art form.
I think carpentry is very cool and important.
Yeah.
AI can't take that.
No, it can't. Shout out to practical skills.
I know.
Anyway, Angelo, it would be just fine if he was actually going to be getting into carpentry. Just the problem is I don't think he is.
No, he doesn't seem like a person that follows through.
No, he seems like he's not looking for a job. He's looking for his next con.
And I think Bay is slowly figuring this out. We're back at the guest house. Regina has obviously told Patrick she's married because we see him go, what the fuck?
She says, marriage is just a piece of paper. And he says, yeah, between you and some other guy.
Who you used to be with and you have a child together. Again, I'm like, Regina, are you dumb? Did you think you could...
Patrick, are you dumb? Why are you still even here?
But was Regina like, oh, I can just continue to date him with no legal repercussions. It's like you said.
She really thinks that this is like cut and dry. She watched The Proposal starring Ryan Gosling and Sandra Bullock and said, that looks easy enough.
No, it's... Regina, you're so dumb. Yeah. But Regina is crazy. She was like, it's just for legal reasons. I don't get why you're upset with me.
And does he break up with her or does he just leave?
He just leaves. I don't even know if we see him again.
I hope not.
I know, me too.
Hopefully bye, Patrick. And then we're with Daphne at work. And I'm just thinking, imagine poor Daphne. Like, she has so much going on at home. And then she has to fucking work this kitchen job.
Doing the dishes.
So tired.
I know.
Her coworker is so cute.
We don't know his name yet.
It's a weird name. His name is like Scooter.
Sure.
No, genuinely.
Okay. No.
I'm gonna look it up. Scuba.
Scuba? Like scuba dive?
His name is Scuba.
Okay. So we don't know his name yet, but according to Danny, his name is Scuba. And they are bonding over the grossness of finding a retainer in the pile of dishes.
Yeah.
But then she stupidly grabs a knife by the blade and, of course, cuts her hand.
She does fully grab it.
By the
blade part. That was, girl, your eyes work.
I know. She slices her hand. She says, ow. But then Scuba, now we know his name, comes to the rescue. And he gives her stuff from his own first aid kit so she doesn't have to embarrass herself and go get a Band-Aid. I feel like people get Band-Aid.
Everyone's going to know if you take a Band-Aid from the communal first aid kit. Use my secret one. And it's like, I feel like everyone's going to know because you just yelled really loud when you cut your hand.
Yeah, she went, ow! Wow.
I feel like everyone heard that and is
I
going to know.
He also signs catastrophe to her. So it seems like he maybe knew or learned some signs for her. So I think there's a little crush going on.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
He's still not age appropriate.
No.
For the record, but...
Yeah. And then Daphne says, I'm sick of doing dishes. I want to pitch a menu item to Chef Jeff. What do you think?
This is fucking crazy of her.
I know. And then Scuba says, you don't get promoted for the job you want. You get promoted for the job you do. But then...
Is that true? I don't actually feel like that advice holds true.
No, I don't think so.
I think if Daphne's the best dishwasher ever, why would they promote her back to food? Then they lose their really good dishwasher.
Really good dishwasher.
But I digress.
Yeah. But then this is strange because she goes back to washing the dishes and the camera lingers on him for a bit too long.
Yeah.
As if like he does not want her to get promoted.
And maybe he doesn't.
I don't remember what happens.
I genuinely can't remember.
Yeah. But it just seems suspicious. Anyways, I know someone else who seems suspicious. It's a Homeland Security officer.
Yeah.
It's interview time.
Yeah. So fast.
So fast. This, again, guys.
How long after your marriage did you have to do your interview?
I actually never got interviewed.
Oh. Because it wasn't, like, flagged?
We weren't flagged in
Probably because A doesn't have any felonies on her record.
No, A was
or
here
a
legally.
deportation order.
No, A was here legally and we both had good records.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think they only interview certain people. But if you do get an interview, this would take months. Mm-hmm. Many months or years. So, but it seems like it took 2 days. But this is the quickest, most efficient government I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Regina and Angelo sitting in the waiting room, and Regina goes, we didn't even get a story straight. Again, they're driving me crazy.
It's like they want to get arrested.
I know. And then Angelo goes, we can just tell them the truth. What?
Because he's in love. He fully thinks this is a love marriage. They did not talk at all before getting married.
No. She grabbed his hand and took him straight to the judge.
Yeah.
Or to the registry. Like,
yeah.
So confusing. And then Regina goes, what if they ask how you propose? And then he whispers in her ear, Eureka Falls. And then it's interview time.
He also whispers that in her ear in front of the guy.
I know. They're gonna know.
It's interview time. It's just like an excuse to make it seem like romantic between them. Like their answers.
This seems like a real date that the two of them had. And they just threw in the proposal in the story. Because the two of them go for interviews.
He doesn't even propose. He just says, like, I want to marry you one day.
Yes. So it seems
I bet
like
that did happen.
I bet so,
knowing
too.
Angelo.
So, yeah, they were at the interviews, but they are being interviewed separately by the officers so they won't influence each other. And they're both telling the Eureka Falls story, but the camera is switching back and forth between the two of them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it did work on me where I was like,
okay, it's a nice story.
Angelo's so handsome.
Yeah.
But then
the
officer brings them together and is like, loved your interviews. Great job. However, why did you apply for a credit check for this apartment?
Yeah, he's like, I'm confused. You listed the Mission Hills apartment as your living address, but then you applied for a one-bed apartment.
Yeah.
And then
for this to be the only thing that's like...
And then he also says, like, also because you got married for the deportation.
So he's like, I have to pass this on to our fraud team.
Which is a thing they do actually do. USCIS.
Yeah.
Has a fraud department. So he's like, okay, there are red flags.
And Regina's like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah. This is something USCIS does actually do. Like, they have a fraud department and they can do visits. Mm-hmm. But it is very rare for marriages, so they must be very suspicious. This is more common with, like, employment visas. So if you apply for an employment visa, an officer may go to your place of employment to, one, make sure the business is real, and two, make sure you're actually employed there.
Yeah.
So it is a thing that does happen. So the officer is like, plan for surprise visits, and Regina's like, great.
Awesome.
Cool.
Honestly, the fact that she thought that they wouldn't have to live together is wild.
That's the first thing they look at. That is the first thing.
Oh, they're so dumb. They're just, like, dying to go to jail.
I know. We're Buckner.
Ugh.
And Simone,
girl, I'm begging you. Just like they said, leave. Go to a different school, please.
I know. She approaches Toby and she says, thanks for defending me. Also, why are you mad at me?
Insane.
I thought you wouldn't even care.
She's like, I kind of thought we were basically broken up, and, like, I assumed Emmett and Bay were broken up, so, like, why would you even care at all? It's like, even if you guys were broken up, that's an insane thing to do.
It's giving Regina just talking to Patrick, being like, I don't get why you're mad.
And that's going to work later because we're going to find that those two are very alike.
They're very alike.
Have a lot in common.
As I was watching this, I was like, they have so much in common.
And then for her to be like, Toby's like, I'm not doing this with you. And she's like, well, at least tell me how your music's going. Literally all you guys fought about was how you kept asking about his music in your relationship. Before you cheated on him, that is.
Poor Toby is sprinting away from her.
He's running. Simone, you got to transfer.
You have to.
Just leave. Or like, I bet Buckner has like a homeschool program. Like, do that for a little while. Give these people some space.
I know. Now Bay is in her art studio printing out business cards for Angelo. She's doing so much for him.
I'm begging her to have like a single conversation with him. He didn't ask her to do that. She's definitely just like doing things.
Well, Daphne comes in and it's SimCom alert time. Daphne approaches and says, this might be weird, but can Emmett come over and use the computer to edit the software? And Bay uncomfortably is like, okay, sure. And I also want to be here, so that'll be great. And then they had like this cute little banter between them. I like when they're good. And they're good right now
because there's too much else going on.
And they're both bonding over how weird this is.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right.
Sisters
with a weird dad.
With our one sport dad who's stressed out, and then our other carpenter dad or whatever.
Then Bay goes to tag the bus with her art. But then she gets interrupted again because Regina has texted her and is like, come home now.
Why? Just offer some context.
I would just not even answer the phone at that point.
I would just ignore it.
Yeah.
Who else could she have possibly married in that span of time?
I know. But cut to the guest house and Regina is trying to explain the fraud investigation. Mm-hmm. And she's like, it's too much. I didn't even know this was going to happen.
She's like, did you know we could both go to jail? And everyone's like, yeah. Stupid.
You could get 5 years in prison and pay a $250,000 fine.
For this man who has done you so dirty. He's done you so dirty. I know she's still obsessed with him and that's why. But
yeah. And Adriana's like, what if we annul the marriage? And Regina's like, then we'll get in trouble. And they know we lied. So we can't do that. And Daphne's like, okay, time to tell John and Catherine.
When Daphne says that, like, obviously John and Catherine don't like Angelo, but like, Daphne, you are allowed to be the one that is difficult about this. Like, she's like, oh, John and Catherine aren't gonna like this. What about you? What about you, girl?
I know. She's really, she plays caretaker so much, especially for her mom.
Yeah, she is cleaning up Regina's messes and managing Regina all the time.
I know.
I really feel for her.
Yeah.
Bay comes back after receiving that text, and Toby, it kind of reminds me of in that first episode where he like asks her to borrow money and like grabs her arm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Toby has like a sinister side where he's like, you've been disappearing a lot. And Bay's like, yeah. And he's like, I hope you're not seeing Emmett.
Mind your own business.
Not only mind your business, but like, I don't know. She's allowed to feel however she wants to feel about that situation. She was equally victimized in it.
And then he accuses her of putting Simone on that slut score site.
Yes.
And Bay's like, I would never do that.
Obviously, she wouldn't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Also, that's shitty that that's happening to Simone, but like, she has a lot of enemies because of the way she is.
Yes. That's what one of the guys says too. Like, so right for being such a cheater.
Yeah.
But like,
obviously it's not great, but it's like, Bay is not even her number one biggest op, probably.
No. Bay's like, why me? Or beef for someone like 2 years ago.
I mean, they have
and
current
now,
beef
I guess.
now.
And now, I
She's
guess.
like, all I did was tell her to transfer schools, which
Easy.
she refused to do.
Yeah, but no, Bay did not do it, and we believe her. But then Bay and Toby see the altercation between John and Catherine and Regina and Daphne, and they're like, okay, shit, we gotta see what's happening.
Yeah.
John to Regina is like, you're dumb. Like, why would you not think?
He's a little bit to blame. Why did he come to her 2 episodes ago and be like, the immigration lawyer says maybe you could get married?
Yeah.
Don't plant that idea in her head. She's stupid. She'll do it.
Yeah, this is all your fault, John.
I just think he's like, I can't believe this happened. And it's like, well, I can. You shouldn't have brought it up.
And then Bay goes, Regina didn't even know it was a felony, so don't blame her. Yes, she did. Well, maybe she didn't.
She should, though. She should know.
That's something they warn you. When you apply for the green card, they're like, just making sure.
Right. Just in case this is a lie, just so you know.
We're warning you before you apply. So she certainly did know.
So the whole family gets into like a screaming match, basically.
Yeah, they're talking about the other apartment that Angelo rented. And John's like, I have a great idea. What if, Regina, you and Angelo move out?
Yeah.
And Daphne stay here. And Daphne and Adriana. I like that Adriana can stay also.
Yeah. They're like, Adriana obviously is staying.
Yeah, she swims in her pool. She's great.
Yeah.
And then Regina's like, no, I'm not leaving the girls. What if I move out and bring Daphne with me? And then John and Catherine are like, wait, no, we love Daphne.
Well, not only that, but Regina's like, well, obviously I can't leave Daphne. And then as an afterthought is like, and Bae. I don't want to lose Bae either. And it's like, right, Bae is also here. Remember that.
In the background, this is funny, but Bae is trying to sign to Daphne the whole time. Like, okay, so you're going to move out. Oh, no. Now
Yes.
You're going to move in. Okay, no. So Angelo is moving. No. Angelo's going to move in.
Because it's important to note, none of these adults who all should know at least some sign language at this point are signing as they are fighting, and they are all speaking over each other.
Which Daphne says. She says,
Yes.
enough.
Yeah, so Daphne finally cuts them off.
She says, guys, remember I am deaf. Stop talking all at once.
And also because they're all talking about like where they're going to move Daphne now to manage Angelo.
I know.
I would be so pissed.
You're
He's
right.
finally like, obviously Angelo's just going to fucking move into the guest house, whatever.
And I'll hate it and it'll be fine.
It's just across the way. Why not have Daphne move into the main house?
That's what I was
There's already
thinking.
a room for her in the main house.
Is that too far from Regina? Like, I don't get it.
I think she needs to be fucking further from Regina,
I
frankly.
know.
She needs to be far away so she's protected from her mother's crimes.
Yeah, so the consensus is Angelo is going to move into the guest house with Regina and Daphne and Adriana.
Yeah. I do like during this fight that at one point Catherine gets a jab in because Regina's like, well, I'm not going to leave Daphne. And Catherine goes, oh, now you're thinking about Daphne? Right. Because all of your actions up until this point have hurt Daphne. It's like Regina feels so bad that she's not having a relationship with Bae that she's like, I know what I'll do. I'll give Bae her father and then she can have a relationship with him.
Right.
Instead of just putting in the effort yourself. Like, they still do not have a good relationship in the slightest.
So messy.
So Bae basically accosts Adriana outside after the big fight and is like, I bet you're going to move out now, huh? Because you hate Angelo so much. And Adriana's like, no, actually, I'm staying right here where my pool is.
And Bae says, well, I don't care if you move out or anything because you called Isa my dad and you're a snitch. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And Adriana says, I'm not sorry about that.
She goes, I'm sorry. And Bae goes, I don't care. And Adriana goes, no, let me finish.
She says, I'm sorry that your dad is a jerk. One day you'll agree with me. Ow.
I think she's right to hate him, but I'm
I
like,
know.
maybe don't put that on the 16-year-old. Just let the 16-year-old be mad at you. You
Yeah.
guys don't really have a relationship anyway. It doesn't matter.
I know. And Bae says, well, Regina changed her life and stopped drinking. Like, why can't he
She
change?
said, Regina's a brand new person. I don't know. It
I don't
seems like
know.
she's still making terrible decisions. So I don't know how new she is.
Yeah. Regina's like, yeah. So Adriana's like, well, yeah, Regina is still dumb. Some people never change.
Some people don't.
Daphne is at the restaurant.
Yes.
She's been asking for extra shifts.
She comes in. Do we think this is the general manager?
That's what I think.
Okay. Finally, we see one.
It's this beautiful.
I was kind of like, is that just like a hostess?
She looks like front of the house.
She's like stunning.
beautiful.
It's distracting.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're back already? And Daphne's like, yeah, I'm just trying to pick up some extra shifts.
She's either general manager, like front of the house or
Yeah.
something. But either way, she's kind of in charge of scheduling. So Daphne goes up and is like, I would love some extra shifts because my home life sucks. And their schedule is just on a flimsy whiteboard.
Yeah, she just like goes and writes her initials in a bunch of slots.
Not even in a
A
cell
bunch
sheet.
of slots.
Yeah. She said, I will be working every day.
Yeah.
Now we're back at the Kennish house, and John and Catherine are arguing. They're like, fuck my life. I don't want Angelo here. And John goes, I wish you consulted me before you allowed Angelo back in the house. Yeah, Catherine had nothing to do with this.
Catherine didn't allow him anywhere.
No. Regina brought him here.
And John is more in the wrong. Like, Catherine's like, none of this was my idea. And John is like, well, it wasn't mine. It literally was.
Yeah.
It's not your fault that you planted that seed.
Yeah,
well,
Catherine-
it kind of is. But you didn't realize Regina was actually going to do it.
No, Catherine is like, you planted the idea in her head. It's your fault.
Yeah.
But John really is just in a shitty mood because he's about to lose his record.
I think he should have leaned into that more.
I was trying to think, like, I feel like he feels emasculated.
Yeah.
You know, like his wife is out working,
Right.
making the money.
He's making the shrimp dishes and losing his record.
He's losing his record, and he seems powerless to make this decision about Angelo moving into the house. Like,
I do genuinely feel like the solution is Regina and Angela go live in that 1-bedroom apartment.
I know.
That
And leave Daphne there.
Leave Daphne. She needs a stable situation.
Adriana can have the guest house to herself.
Well, or Daphne can be
live
there
with Adriana.
Adriana clearly has done a lot of the parenting anyway.
I know.
Although Adriana doesn't sign very much.
She signed one sentence in this episode.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting. I'm sure that's probably just has to do with the actress.
I agree. Now, Emma is on the Kennish property. This must be the next day. They're on their giant iMac.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I thought this was a rush job. But then it's the next day and they're like leisurely editing.
Yeah, leisurely editing the Dawn of the Dead 2-minute trailer. And Emma's like, this movie's so good. Whoever decided to rig the camera to the baby stroller was genius. And Daphne goes, that was Simone's idea. Awkward. But then Daphne wants to bring this up because she's like, so you cheated on Simone during the basketball tournament, and then we filmed this after. So you must have been keeping this inside the whole time. Why didn't you tell me? And then Emma goes, well, I was obviously trying not to think about it. And then Daphne goes, but what about me?
It makes perfect sense that he didn't. She's so mad that he didn't tell her. If he had told you, you would have been like, well, great, now I have to tell Bae.
Yeah.
Because that's your sister, kind of.
And then Emma goes, well, you're perfect. This seems like a weird flirty thing, too. It was strange.
I didn't read it as flirty. I just read it as like, I don't know, Daphne's pretty fucked up. She gets more fucked up later on, too. It's not, he's like, I couldn't tell you, you're perfect, you would judge me. And it's like, well, she would judge you because that's her sister that you cheated on.
And her brother.
And her brother. And her ex-friend who she had beef with.
It's too much.
Like, it's all around so messy and Daphne's at the center of it. Like, you could have just said that, Emmett. You didn't have to be like, well, you're Miss Perfect. Like.
And then Daphne goes, you know me for 8 years. Obviously, I'm not perfect. And I can't believe you even think that.
I get why he thinks that, though. They have a very surface level friendship. Emmett's not actually that interested in Daphne now that he's not going to sleep with her.
No, not at all.
Tough.
Daphne, after the trailer editing, goes to the restaurant. Well, she gets ready to go to the restaurant. And Regina suggests that the three of them, like Regina, Adriana, and Daphne, go do something. And Daphne's like, no, I'm working.
And her suggestion is bowling. And then she's like, obviously, I can't bowl because of my wrist, but I'll eat some cheese fries. Why would that... There was no indication that, like, this is something they do.
No.
We've never once...
Why not out to dinner?
Right.
We'll cook something together.
Well, Regina doesn't cook.
Adriana and Daphne can feed the family.
Sure. And this is what I noted, like, Adriana's not doing much signing.
No, she signs one thing. She signs bowl.
Awesome. And then, yeah, Daphne's like, no, fuck you both. Going to work.
Yeah. She leaves, and then Regina turns to Adriana and goes, I just wanted to do what was best for everyone. And Adriana goes, are you sure about that? Isn't this something you always wanted? You're, like, addicted to the guy.
Yeah. Trading one addiction for the other.
Yeah. Ooh.
Emmett's leaving.
Leaving the Kennish property.
He's leaving the Kennish house, and Toby sees him outside. This is funny.
It's not supposed to be funny.
Shout out to your performance. Unfortunately, Toby as a character cannot be intimidating in the slightest. So this was just, like, hard to watch.
He storms right past Emma, doesn't say hi or anything, or even say a word. And Emma, I don't think she should have done this, but he grabs Toby by both his shoulders to try to get his attention.
Yeah.
And Toby, in a fit of rage, shoves Emma to the ground and then walks away. And then Bae sees this and goes, did my brother just push you?
Yeah, Bae gives Emmett so much sympathy.
Yeah, and then Emma goes, no, I deserve that.
Yeah.
And he's right.
And he did. Yeah. And it's also someone should have thought to warn Toby. That
which he says later.
Yeah.
Like,
no one thought to be like, hey, heads up, that guy that fucked your girlfriend is going to be here.
I know.
The poor Kennish kids, like, every single one of them, every day, an op is showing up to their home and, like, is allowed to be in their home. Every day. They're fighting battles on the home front.
I know.
It's so unfair.
Home is not a fun place.
No.
Neither is for Daphne because she's back in the kitchen.
She's back in the kitchen with Chef Jeff.
She's attempting to move a pile of dishes and a bunch of them fall and break on the floor.
And it's really not her fault. She was like, please don't put those there, to the person who dumped them there.
And then they're precariously
move them. Yeah.
Precariously piled on top of each other. And then, of course, like 60 of them fall and break.
Yeah.
And then everyone turns and stares at her. And she does like the sad puppy face.
Her sad puppy
So
face.
Where she doesn't get a broom, she just stares
Yeah, and then
And no one helps her.
No one helps her, and then she runs away and goes and hides in the storage room. And then Jeff comes in. Chef Jeff comes in. I hated that this episode they're trying to soften him
I know.
and like sweeten us on him. Ugh, I hate it.
He goes, it's fine. They're 49-cent plates.
Yeah, she turns to him. She's like, I'll pay for it. And he's like, they're 49-cent plates. I don't care. She says, I'm so sorry, chef. And he says, whoa, you can call me Jeff when you're having a breakdown in my storage closet. And then he's like, do you want to talk about it? She's like, it's a really long story. And he's like,
do you want to go home?
Do you want to go home? And she's like, no, it's crazy at home. Like, I don't want to go home. And then he says,
maybe home is where you should be breaking plates.
Yeah. He said, if it's so crazy at home, maybe that's where you should be breaking some plates. Ugh! Hate it. Hate it so much. Of course he would be like, have you tried breaking things? Have you tried violence? Have you tried punching a hole through the wall?
I know. But he leaves her to get herself together.
Yeah.
So that's that. Angelo has moved in to the guest house with all of his stuff.
That was fast.
Including the guitar. He's like, this is awesome. I'm chilling. Free rent. And Regina's freaked out. I think she's like, there's a man in my space. This is
so
weird.
True. That is very jarring.
Yeah. And she's like, I'm glad you think this is a joke. Why are you so happy you're here?
Yeah.
And then Angelo goes, give me a hug.
He stands up. He pulls come here. He like beckons her into his arms. And she really thinks about it. And then she's like, I gotta go. And where does she go? Can we just wrap her up real quick?
Yeah.
Where does she go? To an AA meeting.
Yes.
She runs from his hug.
Good.
Straight to an AA meeting. This is our first time seeing Regina at an AA meeting in the show. And who does she run into but Simone? And we don't really see them see each other.
I'm surprised they know each other.
Is she gonna... Yeah, she met Simone. Remember when Daphne was there and Daphne was like, I look like a skank. I look like a hoe.
That's right.
And then Simone's like, oh, I would kill for your boobs, Regina.
That's right.
So she has met... I don't know if she knows the tea about her sleeping with Emmett, but I do know that Simone is... I do think she knows Simone is persona non grata among the children.
Okay. I think you're right.
Okay. Anyway, that's where Regina goes after Angelo hits her with the, come here.
Yeah.
And then...
We're at the car wash.
Travis is back!
Yay!
I'm so
We
excited.
have not seen him in so many episodes.
So long.
I was thrilled to see him.
And of course, he's just there to emotionally support John.
Yeah, John is staring sadly at his computer because Esteban Alvarado is about to beat his record. And
his record for doubles. Did you understand what this was?
Yeah, like when you hit a double in baseball.
I don't know what that is.
So the ball comes, you swing, you hit the ball, and you get to second base. That's a double.
Okay.
And he currently has the record for the most doubles in a single season.
At 71.
And this guy is about to beat the record.
Right. It feels like he's racking up doubles real fast.
Yeah, it does not seem realistic. They're like,
he's at 68, and then he's at 71 like 2 days later. Does that seem right?
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever. I don't know about baseball, but... He's like, yeah, he's about to beat it. And Travis is just like,
well, maybe he'll break his leg.
Yeah, maybe he'll break a leg or something.
And then it goes up to 71 and they're tied. And then Travis is like, well, maybe not. John is singing more here.
Yeah.
He's trying to explain the doubles record and Travis is understanding.
Yeah.
And then Travis goes, well, didn't you tie or beat someone else's record? And John goes, yeah, but he faded into oblivion. And so will I.
The little baseball logo on his car wash shirt looks so sad.
Aww.
In the context of this scene.
Poor guy. Now, Bay's doing street art. Or she did the street art already, I guess.
She put the piece up.
The piece is a girl holding a tornado in her hand.
Yeah, and it's only half done.
Yeah.
Because Regina kept interrupting her.
Yeah, so the torso up is done, but I guess Bay was going to do the legs or whatever.
And she shows up and someone has answered her piece.
Yes, with tentacles.
They look kind of cool.
Yeah, they're like rainbow tentacles.
It's like a different art style, but...
And the person is doing it as Bay is watching.
Yes. And Bay fully crashes out.
She's like, what the fuck are you doing? And this girl, whose name we're going to find out later, Zara, is like, hey.
She's known as Medusa.
That's her street name.
That's her street art name.
Yeah. And she's like, I answered it. And Bay is talking about something else here, but she says, I wanted to finish it, but I keep getting interrupted by all these people doing things I didn't even ask them to do.
Yeah, she fully is crashing out, and then she realizes that she is a fan of this girl's work.
And she's like, wait, it actually looks really good.
And can I say something? These two characters, electric chemistry. This whole time I was like, they should kiss.
I know.
I think they should. I think a great pivot for Bay's character would be to date a hot girl street artist.
I know.
So sad. She's really hot. I wanted them to kiss.
Well, Bay is also like, you're amazing, actually. I love your art.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you anymore. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. She gets over it really fast. And then...
They're back at the Kenish property.
Yeah.
Bay and Daphne are there now. She's at home in her art studio, and Daphne's there waiting for her, kind of just to talk about, like, they're both having a hard time with Angelo moving in. As much as Bay wanted him still in the country, they're both like, it's too much too soon.
Yeah, and Bay's like, I feel like now there's all this pressure that I have to have, like, this amazing relationship with him.
Yeah.
Because everyone's literally ruining their lives and risking jail.
Yeah.
To keep him here. And so they go to... John and Catherine, and Regina's there, basically.
Yeah, Regina at this moment is trying to tell John and Catherine, I'm going to tell the judge I panic married.
Yeah, they're talking about it outside, and we cut to the inside of the house, and Regina's like, I don't think I'll go to jail if I just tell the judge I'm sorry.
And John's rightfully is like, I don't know if the judge is going to believe you.
I just needed someone at some point to be like, are you stupid?
I know.
Girl.
But then Bay and Daphne come in, and they're like, guys, we have an idea.
We have a great plan, and that plan is Angelo's going to live here in the big house.
And John and Catherine are like shaking.
It makes so much more sense to move Daphne into the Kenish house.
I know. And just
it's a bigger house. Have her. That's the central house where everything happens. Keep Angelo in the little guest house.
Have Daphne get to know her parents, her bio parents, and Bay more.
Yeah.
And Toby. And like have Regina and Angelo have that address.
Yeah, especially if he's living in the big Kenish house. If someone drops in,
they'll be like, where's Regina?
Where's your stuff? He's all moved into the big house.
It's so odd.
This is a terrible idea just to make Regina not feel like she's losing Daphne by having her move across the driveway.
It's
20
so feet away.
It's setting us up for so many more problems.
I know.
And then during that like encounter, is it during that encounter that Regina's like, is it because I'm not signing? No, they all go.
Oh, that's Leia.
They move Angelo in that same night.
Yes.
I guess. They just do it right away. They're like, good plan. Let's move all of his stuff over.
Yeah. Daphne goes back to her bedroom in the guest house. She's watching the Dawn of the Dead trailer on her laptop. I think the trailer and the movie need open captions because the song is not that great from the hearing people.
Good idea. Also just for accessibility.
Yeah. But then Regina comes in and she's like, Angelo's all moved in. The idea you had, we did it immediately. I'm sorry I didn't come to you sooner. And then Daphne says, I should have said something.
I feel like everyone in that situation could have assumed.
Yeah. But then Regina goes, are you avoiding me because I can't sign?
Yeah, girl. That's why.
And then Daphne sadly is like, no, I can lip read.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
No, it's not. And they both agree it's not the same.
Yeah. They needed to have this conversation finally because this is going to drive a huge wedge between them.
But then Regina starts breaking into tears. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't sign. And your deadbeat father. Your deadbeat father's moving in. You must be so mad at me. And then all of a sudden Daphne now has to play caretaker.
Yes, you're right. She's always having to make her mom feel better about her mom's terrible mothering choices.
I know. But then Daphne really does show some growth here because she's like, I want to do this not for you because you suck, but I'm doing this for Bay.
Yeah.
Because I got to know my father and Bay deserves to know hers.
Yeah. I know. They're on good terms right now, so it's nice.
John loses his record.
John loses his record. Why does he sound so racist when he says the baseball player's name? He like commits so hard to the pronunciation that it almost sounds like he's mocking it.
I didn't have my implants on while I was watching this, so I did not hear that. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it was not. I was like, John,
whoa.
Come on. Whoa.
Okay.
But he's like, I'm going to go on Sports Center and pretend to be happy for him, whatever.
Yeah. Bay approaches Toby in the music room, and she's like, so you pushed Emma. What was that about? And also, Emma planned to come over. Daphne checked with me, and Toby was like, no one checked with me.
Yeah. He's like, I'm here too. I am impacted by everything happening too.
Yeah.
Now he has a random man living in his house.
That's fair. Like, no one is consulting him.
No one is.
Yeah. And Bay
so
said...
finally she's like, consolation prize. Let's bond.
Yeah.
Let's have some sibling bonding. And she shows him the street art.
And he's the first family member who knows about her street art now.
Yeah. And then they go over to the other side of the bus, and Medusa has spray painted a frame.
Mm-hmm. And says...
An empty frame.
Hey, angry girl, your turn.
They should kiss.
I know, they really should kiss.
This is so much more romantic than Emmett's stupid fucking timeline that he spray painted on that building. It's so much better. They have such good chemistry.
Yeah. And Bay stares and she's like, oh, this is hot.
Yeah.
And then the very last scene, there's some music playing. Daphne takes out the trash and she looks through the window at the big house and sees Angelo doing the dishes, and he waves at her. And she waves back and she's like, Jesus Christ, I have to live with this now.
Is that what you interpreted from her facial expression when she turned away? Because I was like, it's very much giving girl who's going to be okay. She sees him through the window and she's like, hey. And then she turns away and she's like, what's that song that always plays like, no, 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 no. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's the song that plays at like the end of every teen movie. Hold on.
Okay. She is going to be okay.
This one.
Yeah. Wow.
It's the song that plays at the end of Mean Girls, guys.
Yes.
Yeah. But it felt like that needed to be playing as she like walked away, because she had a very girl who's going to be okay face. But
my stupid dad just moved in, but it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. Because he's all the way across.
He's only 20 feet away.
So it's fine. And it's like, she was like, I just don't want to have to see him at the breakfast table. But we mostly see Daphne at the breakfast table at the Kenish house.
I know.
So I feel like she's going to see him even more that way.
Poor Daphne.
Poor Daphne. Oh. And can you imagine all this shit is happening at home, and then you're going to work and getting groomed? Literally groomed?
He goes, don't call me chef, call me Jeff.
Oh!
So I was like, I feel like that's phase one.
And you're getting like, even though I think Scuba, his name being Scuba is killing me. I think Scuba is cute, but like, and you're getting weird, jealous boyfriend energy from your coworker that you're not interested in, who's also older than you. She's really in the trenches. And her male best friend is like, well, you're perfect, and like, I would never tell you anything.
I know.
And also, he doesn't give a fuck about her.
He does not. He just wants Bay back.
He literally, oh my God. It's the trenches. Also, where's Melody?
We have not seen her in quite a while.
I miss her so much.
I know.
Where's Melody? Where are all the deaf people? We barely get Travis.
This is a lot of hearing drama. We need more deaf drama.
Exactly.
I know. I just want more deaf. I just want more signing. More deaf, please.
More deaf, please. Everybody get deafer now.
Please. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye. Bye.